We are here at Halo with Sam from Smacktive, the founder and CEO. Exciting things going on with the mobile app, and wanted our network to know exactly what's going on with Smacktive and how the rollout's going.
Yeah, Smacktive's going great. So we're starting some grassroots in Princeton University in New Jersey, and we're starting an ambassador program there so that we can get the kids on the campus there doing different things on and off campus to help drive people to download the app and give us feedback, do user groups and focus groups, give us feedback on if something's good or bad or what we can do to make the app better for them, so that it's not only an app that they download and use once, but something they use retentively. They come back and they use it again and again, tell people about it, and find new friends nearby to do different activities.
So when you look at what people are using the app for today, as I understand, we've got New York, New Jersey, and Southern California is basically like the beta test markets to roll out. What are you seeing people doing on the app, and what kind of feedback have you been getting?
Yeah, so far it's been great. So most people that we see, the top activities are gym and tennis, bowling, and chess. We've seen a bunch of people playing chess that want to play chess, and they meet people through the app to play chess. But tennis is definitely the most popular, along with gym. And we're finding that working with different gyms, like Workout World, that we're starting to see users using the hashtag Workout World, or whatever gym they might be attending, and trying to find people nearby at the gym or around to do X activity with, if it's tennis or some type of lifting weights or basketball, or even if it's just shopping or walking, whatever it might be. Anything active or healthy that they can do, people seem to be wanting to do, meeting nearby instantly to do those activities.
So you started the company about 6 months ago, and from a standpoint of looking at what frustration you're solving, it seems like there are more and more articles addressing the negative effects of loneliness.
Yeah, there are. There's a lot of stuff going on like that.
It seems almost like the right place, right time. But people have been lonely for a long time.
Right.
But it seems like people are just starting to write about it now. So how do you feel about that, and kind of being in a position where these articles are kind of falling in your lap, if you will?
I'm beyond excited to help people to tap a button and find someone to not be lonely with anymore. That's why I created the app originally, was to find people for myself to do activities with. So I've met someone to go bowling with, I've met someone to play tennis with, and I'm still looking for someone to play Scrabble with. So if that's you, let me know. Go on the app and download it and message me, and we can go from there. But the idea is that, not only for me, I figured if it works for me, then hopefully it'll work for other people. And we're seeing very positive results and positive feedback from people meeting and having new relationships that they wouldn't have had without the app.
So from a standpoint of, you've got dating apps, you've got transportation apps, and trying to find people, that's kind of where your head is. You're basically it's not a dating app. It's to find strangers that are nearby
Yeah, we don't want to be looked at as a dating app. It feels a little dating in terms of apps like Tinder and other apps that are out there in terms of what people might be used to. But our number one goal is activities, and we're working on versions of the app so that it's the activity first and the people second, so that people can see the activities first, see what type of activity they may be interested in, tap on it, see who's around to do that activity, and then simply message that person and be instantly talking with someone to do it with. So we don't want to be looked at as a dating app at all. If dating happens and romance happens, then that's cool. But we want to be focused on the activity and get people not lazy, not lonely. Get up and get out and do it, and here's an outlet to do it instantly.
So from a standpoint of how some people have been using the app for their business, is what I've seen as I've been using the app, is that a restaurant has notified people when they have certain game nights or specials.
Yep.
I've seen personal trainers go on there and say, hey, I'm doing a workout at the beach.
Yep.
And it goes out, or it's viewed by other people in that area. Do you kind of see this app being used by groups to basically make sure that they can put out their flash information to their members without having to send a text message or an email, but basically everything's kind of going through the Smacktive platform?
Right. So in the new version of Smacktive, which should be out in the next 2 weeks, depending on what date this airs, the idea is that we'll have groups as part of the app. So instead of just activities, it'll also be group activities. So the idea is that people can see at a gym, let's say they can use a hashtag, let's use Workout World since we're already working with them, that Workout World will be the group, the place where you want to have the activity happen. And then if you tap on that, you'll see all the people that are at Workout World that you can message and do an activity. It's the same thing if you want to play Scrabble at Starbucks, or You can use the hashtag Starbucks in Times Square, and then you see the people that are doing that. If it's not existing right now, you can make your own hashtag for whatever activity you want to do, wherever you want to do it, and then that becomes your group at that location. And then everybody that does that with you, then they'll be messaging and doing activities in these places using the business as the group, or whatever activity you want it to be as the group activity.
So Sam, I understand that one of the ways that you're looking to grow the business is to really embed yourself with college kids. And obviously when a freshman goes to college, probably the first thing they do is they're trying to look for friends that have common interests. So you could talk a little bit about what the ambassador program is, not the full details, but why college students should get involved, what that offers them, what they're going to learn from you and your team.
Yeah, so we already have a bunch of students at Princeton University. We have a few at Binghamton University, and we're working on some other universities to get the ball rolling in those locations so that we can see how, if I'm a freshman, or really any level student, but if I'm a freshman, I go to school and I feel overwhelmed maybe that I don't have people that I knew in this new place. And from what we're hearing so far from Princeton and other colleges is that this is amazing. This is something that we all want to use. We all have time in between classes, even though studying is crazy and all that. We have time to do certain activities that maybe the friends that we've made, or if we're lonely, we don't know who to act, we might just sit there and not do anything. So this app gives us the ability, is what we're hearing, to find people on campus. Could be in the same quad, could be in the same building, could be across the campus, could live off campus, but they can still use the hashtag Princeton for X gym on campus, or whatever it might be. So that I want to play badminton, and I use that hashtag at Princeton, and then I can go ahead and be meeting someone to do that. Also at Princeton, specifically in the new version of Smacktive, which will be out again shortly, is we're verifying the users at Princeton so that they feel like they know that user has a princeton.edu email address, and then they can go ahead and know that whoever they're communicating with is an actual Princeton student. Once they have that, from what we've heard and seen so far, it's very, gives them the warm and fuzzies, if you will, because it makes them feel like they know that they can trust who they're meeting. And we want trust and safety to be number one priority in the app and the experience, because you're meeting someone you don't know. So, the main goal for an ambassador is to be one of the early adopters on the campus, whatever campus it might be. Contact us. You can contact us at work@smacktive.com email, or you can go to Smacktive, the app, and just message me directly. And basically we can try to figure out how we can work with you on campus to be an early adopter and try to get feedback and make it better, so that if you have free time, or you have downtime, or you just feel like playing racquetball, or whatever it might be, that you can find someone to do it on campus or right off campus.
So I'd be dating myself here, but back in the 90s, if we had mobile phones or we had mobile apps, this sounds like something the social chairman of a fraternity or a sorority or business group or study group would use to basically communicate with everyone around them. And basically what you're doing with the ambassador program, if I understand it, is to basically take people that are already doing this function with their friends or with people around them or in their groups, and basically providing them the technology and allowing them to become kind of your liaison, or have like a different badge, if you will.
Yeah, that's right. So exactly. So people will be given their power to create their own genre of group, whatever it might be. If it's studying, whatever they want to do, whatever it is that you want to do, you can open up Smacktive, get yourself active, use the status. We've basically recreated Twitter, so you have 140 characters to write whatever it is that you want to be doing right now or today. You post your status, then you tap Get Active, and then you're active in the community. Another amazing feature that's in the app that I really want to make sure that people know about is that in your settings, you can choose that you want to be seen by a certain person or a certain genre. So a certain, either male or female. So if I'm a guy and I just want to go play racquetball with another guy, I can choose that. If I'm a girl and I don't want to be seen by men, I can just choose that in my settings, and I'm instantly invisible to men. I could choose the age group, the age range, and those types of settings are invaluable to users, we're finding. They can't believe that they could just be choosing the type of people that they want to be seen by, and then be contacted or message whoever it is that they want to do an activity right now. It's really instant people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the tagline of instant humans. Yep. When you first told me about it several months ago, it took a while to settle in. But I think it's a great, definition of what you're trying to do.
It's just what it is.
Just instant humans, just like I need instant coffee, I've got instant people
That's
to play
right. You
with.
want coffee, you do that. You want a car, you try Uber. If you want a person, you use Smacktive.
Right. And then what kind of advice would you give to entrepreneurs that are starting up businesses and mobile apps or technology or software companies? What are some of the things that you've kind of learned as you've gone through several processes of launching things and
Yeah.
some takeaways?
The most important thing is to be passionate and love what you do and make sure that it's going to have a real impact on people, especially yourself. Because if you wake up and you love what you do, you'll never work, ever. It's just something I wake up every day and I just love this whole idea of Smacktive and getting people together. And I just don't feel like I'm working. I mean, I'm working really hard. I'm working 100 hours a week. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like I'm doing what I love. And I can hopefully have, and I believe I will have, a huge impact on the world doing it. That's my advice, is just love what you do.
Yeah. And from a standpoint of people understanding, since you've been through it several times, how long it takes to get an idea, put it on paper, get it developed, move it to a beta test, to marketing. Maybe you've been through it several times, I've been through it several times, but maybe just give people some advice on that you have to have patience and that this is how things roll.
Yeah, my brain works 1,000 miles an hour, and I want the app to be, and any business I do, to be in millions of people's hands like tomorrow, really yesterday actually. And the problem is that doesn't happen unless you have $50 million to spend on marketing like right away. So the most important thing is to make sure that you realize that you need to understand that it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And you have to take the time and understand what the flow is of getting users for an app especially. But any business is that you need to get users, you need to get people retentive to come back and talk about the app and talk about it, and it needs to have enough impact on them that they go and tell other people about it. On the grassroots side, where we're seeing it at places like Princeton, where people are talking about the app, that's something that's invaluable, and it gets people to talk more and more about it on the ground, and then that'll translate into digital now, where they'll tweet about it or use it on Facebook or Instagram it or Vine it or Meerkat it at this point, or whatever else people are going to do. So just understand that those things, and understand that you want to surround yourself with great people that understand your vision, and know that it's going to take some time to get there. But if you have something special enough, you will get there.
Great. All right, well, I want to thank Sam for joining us on Halo, and it sounds like exciting things happening quickly at Smacktive.
Smacking it up. Always smacking.